So as you can probably see by the fact that I have a Dora full of tyres, I had a really nice call from a guy called Dan from 4x4 Tyres, and he apologised for everything that happened last week. He was really, really nice about it, and they had arranged to have a refund of the tyre and also my tyre to be fitted as a way of apology. So thank you to Dan at 4x4 Tyres. And I explained to him that actually I couldn't get all of the tyres. It wouldn't be as easy as just changing one tyre on one wheel, because obviously I'd had to change all the wheels and all the tyres to be able to get to Derbyshire. So I explained that it probably would be quite a tricky option, and he was really, really good. So what he did is he actually said, do you know what, we will take those wheels off for you as well, and we'll put the other wheels on. So super happy with that. So I had to rush to get 4 wheels into Dora, which is great when I've got rear dog crates, so they obviously fit in there. So yeah, you can fit 4 Land Rover wheels into Dora. How many general grabbers can you get in a Discovery with dog crates in the back? The answer is a full set of 4. Just about. And then drove off to the tyre place to get them replaced. However, as you know probably from my last video, there was an issue with a gearbox failure, which I suspected is a battery issue. So I have then asked the lovely people at the tyre place whether they knew that. They didn't, because they just do tyres. So I rang up my local garage as well, and whilst I was out and about, they said, yep, do you know what, bring it in and we'll do a battery check. So I brought it in and they've done a battery check. The battery's at 90%. And they've run a full diagnostic. The guy was absolutely lovely. So he ran the diagnostic for free. I didn't have to pay for it because he was just delightful. And he's given me some fault codes, and they think it might actually just be a sensor issue, which for me is a lot better. However, Dora's clearly a car of mystery, because as soon as I have put on her all-terrains, I put them on, 4x4 Tyres had them put on for me, there's no issues. It's not coming up with a fault anymore when I drive her. And I know a lot of you are going to be asking, oh yeah, but was it the same size tyre? Is there an issue with that? Well, the tyres that I had put on, the other wheels were exactly the same size. So they were the 255 55 19s, and the all-terrains put on are the 255 55 19s. So I didn't think it would make a difference. But maybe it does. Maybe someone knows more about these car things than I do, which is probably everybody, because as we know, I'm completely inept. But I'm driving back now and there are no issues at all, no faults are coming up. So, because when I plugged in the reader this morning, a whole load of things came up. It didn't look massively serious, but then it started cycling through all sorts of stuff, which I'll put in the video. But it did have me looking a little bit confused and a little bit worried. So I will ring up my garage and see what they want to do with the faults that have come up from the full diagnostic, and see whether she does need some work doing. But it might just be that Dora is a little sensitive Sally and clearly only likes wearing all-terrains, otherwise she has a little bit of a panic attack. But who knows, but the battery's okay. They checked the battery, they said the battery was at 90%, they had no issues with it. So yeah, all a bit of a mystery, which is a little bit worrying considering I obviously want to take her to Wales in a few weeks. But the main thing is it's nothing serious that they can find. So as you can see, I have more tyres and wheels in my car. But all in all, a successful day, I think, if not a little bit mysterious, quite frankly. So today I am taking Dora to a mechanic. So the way I refer to it is I'm taking Dora on a date. Her date, not mine. So I'm taking her to go and see a Land Rover specialist today. So I'm quite excited about this actually. I'm not really sure what to expect, as we know that Dora's had some issues coming up with some of the faults that have then mysteriously disappeared when I've changed her back onto her all-terrain tyres. So I was driving down a road to work the other day and I saw this really nice Disco 4 go past me. So obviously I had a little look, and it had all the kit on it, and it was had all this like signing on the side, and it said Land Rover specialists. So I kind of made a note of them because it was Disco 4, and I know a lot of Land Rover specialists around here kind of tend to just stick to Defenders and things like that. And I then sent this person a message and said, look, these are the situation. I don't really know what's going on. It's all a bit of a mystery. Can you shed any light on it? And he came back to me and was like, actually, we'd want to run some Land Rover Diagnostics. Can you bring her in? So I was like, I can't, I'm stuck at work. However, are you around this weekend? So he's agreed for me to come down on Saturday to take her in to have a look, and hopefully we can understand what is going on with her. So that's the plan. I'm about to get on the road, take her down there, and see what the outcome is. So I'm on my way to take Dora on her date. I feel like I'm just her chaperone. I'm like the third wheel. It's quite an interesting concept. I was chatting to one of my friends this week and I was saying having a Land Rover is kind of a little bit like just taking her on tours to have different people touch her, different mechanics. So this week obviously I've had her tyres done. I then took her to a garage to see whether they could do some diagnostics on the faults, and now I'm off to see a Land Rover specialist. So maybe this is just literally the life of owning a Disco, but it's all part of the experience, all part of the journey, and we'll go from there. I think the weirdest thing that I have found with Dora at the moment is I don't know whether my tyre theory is true, or if we're going to come up with a different issue, because she's got her 83s back on, her all-terrains, and nothing. So I'm driving her now, no warning lights, no nothing. So I don't know whether she just had a bit of a funny moment with the change in tyres. So who knows? I mean, who knows? Obviously a mechanic knows. I don't know, because I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time when it comes to this vehicle. So I'll be interested to see what he says, and we can kind of go from there, I guess. I see a Disco 4, so I think we're in the right place. So Dora's arrived on her date. So Dora's date went, I think, as well as can be expected. So he ran some diagnostics, and he couldn't come up with any serious issues, which is always really reassuring. And so he suggested that she comes back in for a gearbox service, which from the service records I can't see that she's had yet. and that there might be an issue with the grounding on her. So she's going to go back on Friday for the gearbox service and for that to be checked out. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. And then obviously we got distracted with him showing me his Discovery and all the stuff that he's been putting on it, including some insane lighting. So 10 days it took you to do that?
Yeah.
That's very patient of you. Which looks really, really good. Not something I think I'm going to do with Dora, but he did compliment her and said that she looked really nice. Yeah, that he liked the decals, he liked her setup, and liked her rock sliders as well. So yeah, so nothing serious, so I can breathe easy, which is always nice. And as always, with every Land Rover, more work. I have to say, Dora might be a pain, but I do love her.